mamas. Today I want to talk about being kind to yourself and being honest with yourself and really like what that means. So to me, before you can grow or move forward or learn anything or change your life in any positive direction, you got to start out with being kind to yourself and being honest with yourself. So what I mean by being kind to yourself is not like, oh, just do it because it's so nice to be like nice to yourself. It's just like the right thing to do. No. It's because if you're busy judging yourself or feeling shameful or feeling guilty, thinking about what you did wrong, thinking about what somebody else did wrong to you, you're focused backwards. You're focused on yesterday. You're focused on the past. You can't move forward in the direction that you want to go if you're busy looking backwards. You just can't. You can fumble around, but you're going to bump into stuff. You're going to end up in a wrong place. So the more you can be kind to yourself and let go of that self-judgment, which I know is easier said than done, and let go of all the, the shame and the expectations and really focus forward, that's really being kind to yourself. Okay. So think of it like this. If you wouldn't say it to a friend or a stranger on the street, like, oh, you look really gross in those jeans. Like, how you're going to go out in public like that? If you would not say that to a stranger, don't say it to yourself. It's because you're modeling, right? You're modeling behavior for your children and they see everything. So you might have an infant right now, but that's going to change quick. So if you can manage to model really self-kindness now, your kids are going to see that. Okay. So when they're 12 and 13, how they look at themselves and how they speak to themselves is going to be a direct result a lot of times and what they see you doing, right? So think of it like this. If you wouldn't say it to your best friend, or you wouldn't say it to a stranger on the street, or you wouldn't think it, then don't say it to yourself, okay? So that's a good way to just catch yourself and you realize, wow, I'm being really mean to yourself right now. Don't then beat yourself up for being mean to yourself. Then you just say, oh, wow, that was really rude. I'm going to try to be nicer to myself now. I'm going to think of something that I appreciate about myself, that I'm proud of about myself. So that's being kind to yourself. The second part is being honest with yourself. And this doesn't mean like calling yourself out on what you're doing wrong. That's quite the opposite. What I mean is we are all different, okay? Everybody is different. You have different values, different priorities, different family dynamics, different lifestyles, different interests, different personalities. There's a lot of differences there, right? So what works for you, what's right for you, is not necessarily what's right for your neighbor or the woman in your book club or your boss or your best friend or your mom. Everybody's different, okay? So, and sometimes people wish that on you because they know what will make them happy. Oh, read this book. Oh, go to this class. Oh, do this paleo diet, right? They're coming from a place of love. So really you have to take that in, be appreciative of the offers, but ask yourself, be really honest with yourself of what's going to work and what's going to not work. Okay. And so self-honesty will keep you from setting yourself for expectations that then maybe you fail and then you beat yourself up for that. But if in the beginning you ask yourself, do I really think this will work for me? Actually, yeah, I did something like this in college and I loved it. Like, why did I stop doing that? Great idea. I'm going to do that. That resonates with me. I'm nodding my head and I know that like, yeah, that totally will work for me. Somebody else is suggesting to you to, go vegan and do a 5-mile run every morning. Okay, well, I know I'll probably do it for like 2 days and then I won't, and then I'll feel like a failure. So being really honest with yourself about what is likely to work for you will save you that disappointment and that frustration when it doesn't work, because only you know yourself. You know yourself best. So take responsibility for that and you will find far more success and I think sense of accomplishment as you move through these difficult times, because you have a limited amount of space and time and energy right now. So the more clear you can be about what's going to work for you, the more honest you can be with yourself, the better off you're going to be in the long run. I hope that's helpful.